So the easiest way to deal with the normal distribution is just to use your calculator. You've got it, right? So on your calculator, you would write that you have a normal cumulative distribution frequency. You would put in the lower amount that you want. And so here we want less than 11.9. So if we picture 11.9 here and we want less than that, we're just going to put in our lower as a very safe, like I usually put negative 99999. You can put in negative E99, just like 10 to the 99th power, but just some big negative number will be fine. And then our upper amount that we want is that 11.9. And then our mean is 12. And our standard deviation was 0.05. We're just picking one can, so we don't need to adjust this in any way. We're not picking a group of cans. And so we would just pop this in on our calculator, and our calculator would tell us 0.0227, which is approximately 2.2%. And we'd see this, and we know they wanted approximate, so we're okay that that's approximate. So yeah, let our calculator work for us. If you look in the back, they do the empirical rule. So they have a normal distribution with a mean of 12, and then they keep adding standard deviations. So I can add 0.05 and then subtract 0.05. And then we kind of notice, it's like, oh, yeah, that's nice. I hit my 11.9 there, right? And our empirical rule, is the 68, 95, 99.7 rule. So it tells us that 68% of the data is within one standard deviation, 95% of the data is within two standard deviations, and 99.7% of the data is within three distributions, or three standard deviations. Yes, because I can speak. So here, if I know that 95% is within two standard deviations, that means that the rest of it, 100 minus 95 is 5%, is left over for these tails. So there's 95% in here, 5% left over for those tails. If I split that 5% into two, there's 2.5% left in each tail. 2.5%, and that's where they approximated the 2.5% there. So even if you didn't have a graphing calculator, you could get a rough estimate of that percentage. Yeah, so that's awesome. So calculator, empirical rule. You could also do it with a z-table if you didn't have a calculator. But yeah, we don't use a lot of z-tables anymore. The calculators are taking over. Z-tables are kind of antique now. Remember, like trig tables, right? My dad always had trig tables in the back of his books. No one uses those anymore. So z-tables are kind of on their way out. Calculators know the z-tables. They're stashed in them, so might as well use them. So there you go. And yeah, that's that.